Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee, Books, and Rain, where we've got coffee usually on lock, although sometimes I do have random other things. Today, definitely coffee, just basic black, Verona blend probably. I can't remember what I made. It's been that kind of day, and I even was thinking that I've already recorded this book. Don't think I have. If I go back and find another episode, y'all will never know. Only one of them will probably get uploaded, so, oh well. There's that. Hi. It's been that kind of day, and it's not even a Monday. It is feeling like a Monday. I'm not sure what's going on with all of those sorts of things. I'm feeling a little tired. Coffee's just not doing it for me. Maybe I need to mainline it or something into just what is this little thing up here? What is up here? I don't know. People get ports in for treatments and such. Let's put the coffee straight in there. Let's just get it going straight in. My dad had one when he went through some cancer treatments, and so he had to have a port, but I kind of forget what they like. I'm rambling, and I should be rambling about books instead because I've been reading so incredibly much, and like I said, thought I recorded an episode for this book. I don't remember if I have. At least when I went back and looked in my files, could not tell if I had or not. So, we're going to talk about How to Become a Dark Lord, The Dark Lord, and Die Trying by Django Wexler. And it may be that I've talked to my podcast co-hosts about this book, just with recommendation for something that's really funny and kind of tongue-in-cheek and witty. And this book is definitely that. I have been having, I feel like my general life is in absolute chaos and it's kind of a huge dumpster fire, just in general. And with all these kind of random thoughts that are kind of negative running through my head, which are not very fun, and it's very hard to let those go, so I'm trying to read books that are very fun, lighthearted, tongue-in-cheek, witty, that help me kind of process some of those emotions with wit and humor. Now, that's just a coping mechanism I have with processing some of those things. I think it's kind of healthy because, I'm not avoiding my feelings. I am actually trying to work through those feelings, but I'm just trying to do it in a more of a lighthearted manner. I'm not trying to, minimize them. I'm just trying to put it in a better perspective for myself. Now, that is not to say that anyone else's experiences should ever minimize your experiences. Your experiences are 100% valid. We're just putting that out there. So please never also compare yourself to other people's. Please never say that someone has it worse because your feelings are your feelings. So if you're going through something, please know that there are resources out there for you. And now let's get into a funny book because I think it's hilarious. And it comes out on May 21st, 2024, and super excited for you guys to get your hands on it. If you like sci-fi fantasy, if you like a little bit of time travel and humor, definitely go out and pick this book up. Like I said, it's called How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler. Now, I ran across Django Wexler when he wrote a couple other what I would call epic fantasy series. He does write quite a few other books, and so this is just one that when I saw it, I was like, well, this looks great. Saw the name, I knew he was a great writer, and so had to pick it up. And it is possibly the first book in a series, says, according to this, Dark Lord Davi #1 on Goodreads. So just kind of letting you guys know that it does say it may be the beginning of a series. It says it's 432 pages in paperback, and it is Groundhog's Day meets Guardians of the Galaxy in Django Wexler's laugh-out-loud fantasy tale about a young woman who tires of defending humanity from the Dark Lord and decides to become the Dark Lord herself. So, Davy has done all this before. She's tried to be the hero and take down the all-powerful Dark Lord. I am stumbling today, so please forgive me. Again, you can go read this probably more succinctly on Goodreads yourself. However, please let me just stumble through it for like 3 seconds. 100 times she's railed against humanity and made the final charge, but the time loop always gets her in the end. Sometimes she's killed quickly, sometimes it takes a while, but she's been defeated every time. This time, she's done being the hero and done being stuck in this endless time loop. If the Dark Lord always wins, then maybe that's who she needs to be. It's Davi's turn to play on the winning side. So, that is kind of the general premise of this book. And again, I had such a fun time with this book. I was in the perfect mindset to want to read something that made me laugh, that did have a little bit of adult theming. Yes, there are, I would say, like, on a level of like 1 to 5 spicy pepper moments, there might be like a 2. It's not a ton of adult content, although there is a little bit of what I would say deleting oneself just for let's say for YouTube's sake, we're going to call it that, because we don't want to just be censored because. I think that's probably a fairly valid way to put it. But she's been doing this. Let's just say I'm sitting on the couch and I'm Davi, and I get pulled from a Netflix binge series into this medieval sort of time realm where I land in a pool of water and this wizard is looming over me saying, hey, you know, welcome to blah, 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 blah. I'm so-and-so, and you're our savior, come to save us from the Dark Lord. Well, Davi has died about 275 times in this world, and every time she dies, she re-wakes up back in that pool with the wizard looming over her, telling her the exact same thing. She starts from square one with the memories from those worlds, from whatever she's experienced in those other 275 times. However, she doesn't get to like start with any of the resources that she had or accrued or the friendships or anything. Nobody else remembers it but her. She just starts at level 1, experience 0, Davi. And so she then has to rework herself back up all the way to I guess that point where she's trying to defeat the Dark Lord, only to be knocked back down again and again. 275 plus times by the time the book opens for us. Well, she then decides towards the beginning of our book that she's kind of done trying to play the hero. She is just done with it. She's been deleted in more ways than she can count, in very, but I would say painful ways, and very not so pretty ways, some very graphic ways and gross ways and all this sort of stuff. And she remembers all of these things. I think if I were her, I would also be a little jaded and probably be like, okay, well, you know what? If this isn't working out for me, if being the good guy doesn't work, I'm going to try being the bad guy. And so that's what she does. She starts her journey off on the other foot and decides that instead of going to defeat the Dark Lord, she's going to become the Dark Lord. And so along her journey, she starts making friends with what's called the Wilders. Now, in this particular world, there seems to be humans and there seems to be Wilders. Now, Wilders seems to be like a animal humanoid kind of mixture. There seems to be like orcs and foxes, deer, reptilian, all sorts of different types of Wilders. And then, of course, there's the humans. And they don't get along. They do not mesh well. But Davi is now trying to convince this Wilder group that she is also a Wilder because she has abilities. Now, she may look human, but that's just looks. You can't trust on looks alone. You have to, like, she has abilities. She's, like, not a basic human. So this is one of the ways she's trying to convince them not to turn against her, as she's actually trying to gain a following of her own in order to get to the convocation to become the next Dark Lord. And they go through a lot of really weird stuff. There's a lot of action. There is some backstabbing. There's a little bit of lusting after people. It's a lot of interesting stuff, but it was very action packed. Like I said, tongue in cheek, satire, and I don't know who's giving it bad reviews. Maybe they just didn't understand it, or they're not used to like this type of writing from Wexler. I'm not sure. Um, Maybe, yeah, it is outside of his normal realm of like writing, but it's not that far out of realm. And honestly, it's just kind of fun. Like, that's why I picked this book up, was for a fun read, and it's why I requested it from NetGalley, is because I wanted something hilarious. And when I read the reviews, that's exactly what the review told me. It was hilarious. Um, Now, I did read one review because again, I don't read reviews until after I have pretty much made up my own mind. I've already posted my review on Goodreads prior to recording this, so you're welcome to go and find it. I think my name on Goodreads is like Hope Coffee, something like that. You'll see me with like short hair. Blah. Anyway, um, I found a couple comments and I was trying to figure out why these people were not enjoying it. And one particular person thought it was too modern, sassy pop culture for reference for a character supposedly stuck in a time loop. I think if I were stuck in a time loop, if I had been pulled off my couch right now and thrown back into a time loop of fantasy, I'm probably throwing in some references that are gonna be just dumb. Yeah, me and my mom, we talk in random movie quotes to each other all the time, all the time. That was not weird for me to read in a book. Like, if this girl is just like living her life, if she is just trying to like be her like authentic self, even though it's sassy and kind of jaded and pretty dark humor, um, yeah, she definitely is that kind of girl. Like, I'm that kind of girl. Now, one comment that this person also made was, she's like, well, it definitely felt like a woman written by a man. Sometimes. There were a couple points, but I mean, it's okay. I didn't feel like it was that far off. There were no, like, just weirdly, like, I don't know. It's a fantasy book, so I just take things in stride when it comes to that. That's probably my biggest thing, is I take fantasy books in stride. I really try to suspend a lot of my belief. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I do. I love satire, humor, hilarity. I love when it's just ridiculous sort of content. And this was, in all the best ways, for me. Now, this may not be the best book for you, but I personally gave it 5 stars because it hit me right where I wanted it to hit me. I want to pick up book 2. I want to see what happens in book 2 and see where else we go. But let's see what happens in book 2 whenever it comes along. And Mr. Wexler, you keep doing you, because this was awesome. And thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope you'll give this book a chance. Is it a poolside read? I don't know. I really don't feel it's poolside read, but it's definitely like just a great in general read. Like, I try to think of the atmosphere that I feel would best suit like this type of read. Coffee shop reading, maybe. I don't know. Like, if I were traveling, like for work or something, sitting in my hotel room, this would definitely be a good one for that. But poolside read, I think I'm still going to want something a little bit like lighter and more relaxed, because I think I was far too into this book, and I probably would like get a sunburn because I would forgotten to turn over. But anyway, that's all my thoughts. I will talk to you guys on the next page. See you guys on the next page. All those sort of fun things that I say and forget to say. If you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. And tune in if you like this content. Bye.